quickly recap of whatever we did at the beginning of the shiur, is we spoke about that there are 3 levels in the laws of tzovea, coloring. One is the oraita level, when you take a paint, real paint, and you're putting it on something that is going to be long lasting, such as a wall. That's asur from the Torah. Second level, which you're taking tzeva and you are putting it on the skin, ora adam, that's only the Rabbanan, because the skin not going to allow it to be long lasting. And the third level, says Ravadia, is that you're putting something on the skin that the thing itself is not long lasting. Not because of the skin, because of the item. The hafetz atzmo is not something that is long lasting, such as the powder. So therefore, makeup powder that they sell, makeup for Shabbat, that's the logic behind it. Why is it mutar? It's over about the gufa adam. Says because it's offense to offense, exera, because it's not long lasting on top of something that is not long lasting, the skin itself. So therefore, women are allowed to put makeup of Shabbat. Shabbat makeup is it called. Regular makeup asur, but only asur the Rabbanan. At the beginning of the shiurim, I told you something that asur the Rabbanan. If you know the person, you're going to tell him he's not going to listen. We have a rule, Moshe. Adif shiyu shogegim velo yu mezedim. If you know you're going to come right now home and tell your wife, today we learned that you're not allowed to make makeup on Shabbat. She's not going to accept that. Some women are interested to grow. You tell, what did you learn today? Tell me, I want to grow, I want to learn. Some women are not in that level yet. So it's important to know what isur level are we talking about. If it's isur midoraita, en ma lasot. You have to tell her. But if something that's isur derabanan, we have to know bichachan. If you know your wife, your mother, your sister, whatever it is you're going to tell it to, they're not in the level to understand that. You know she puts makeup on Shabbat. Stay quiet. Adif shiu shogegin ve'al yu mezidin. That's important to know that it's only assumed the Rabbanan, the real makeup. Now says Rav Vadia, there is Ginat Vradim. Ginat Vradim is one of the opinions that says, he lived about 300 years ago, Yaakov, and he said that if a person wants to put perfume on Shabbat, cologne, bosem b'Shabbat, he says mutar on the skin. Why? Because the skin has ze'ah, and the sweat is going to remove it. So says Rabbi, what do you see? Something you put on the skin, it's not something that is going to be long lasting, and therefore it's allowed. So too we learn to putting powder, women allowed to put the powder, makeup, Shabbat makeup, because it's on the skin and it's not going to be long lasting. Okay, this was whatever we did. Very quickly recap. Now let's continue here. So he says, listen, I have a question. You're saying to put makeup on Shabbat, the Shabbat makeup. It's mutar, but why? Because it's not a long lasting one. Let me ask you a question. Where did you learn the concept, this concept of not long lasting? Where did you get it from? That betzovea, if it's not long lasting, zelo asur ma'Torah. Where did you get it from? From the laws of Kotev. Says Ravadi, I'm sorry. Open the Rambam. Rambam says, Akotev al besaro hayav. If a person is writing on top of his basar, flesh, is hayav. And what is Kotev writing? Where did you learn the laws of Tzovei Aaron from where? From the laws of Kotev, from the laws of writing. And the laws of writing, Rambam says, Kotev al besaro hayav. Hayav means, it's a good question, hayav means korban. And you don't bring korban for Isur de Rabbanan. You always, hayav means korban, therefore it means that it's asur ma'Torah. One person told me, one person asked me, he didn't know that Shabbat has violations of karet. The person that halal Shabbat, who over karet. And you know what karet is, we don't want to say, but it's a very terrible thing for either his life or his children's life. So he didn't know, he thought that Shabbat violations are רק איסור סקילה. היום אין סקילה, אין בדין, אין סנדין, so therefore there is no punishment today. זה אסור, אבל אין עונש על זה. I told him, no, כתוב בתורה openly. The Torah says that if a person has Hashem מחלל Shabbat, חייב כרת. Now why you have to know that? Because the Gemara tells us, כל שזדונו כרת, שגגתו חטאת. Remember this rule. Anytime that the violation of it, if you do it b'mezid, you know it's not allowed. And you know it's Shabbat. You know that today it's Shabbat, and you know today this thing is not allowed, and you still did it. That's called karet. Mezid, he did, is karet. But what if he did b'shogeg? We didn't know. So says the Gemara, Kol shezdono karet. If he did it b'shogeg, shegegato, hatat. What does hatat means? Korban hatat. That's why all the time in the Gemara you're going to see, ze hayav. Ve'im nasa kacha patu. What is hayav patu? What are we talking about? Hayav to bring korban hatat, because it's asur from the Torah. And whenever you see in the poskim in the Gemara, you see patu. What is in patu? Exempt. Exempt from what? Exempt from korban hatat to Bet HaMikdash, because it's not asur from the Torah. It's only asur midirabanan. That's why you always say patur, aval asur. Patur from korban, but still asur midirabanan.
When we know
Chayav means korban hatat. If you did b'shogeg.
When you know it's chayav karet.
So anytime it says the word chayav, if you did the mezid, it's chayav karet. If you did b'shogeg,
I don't know how it's
depends on you.
The question is, this guy you told me,
when you say
told
chayav
us.
now, how we know it's karet or not? When you say Rambam say chayav, how we know it's karet or not karet?
But no, Rambam said in a different place that anytime you did isur karet b'mezid, b'mezid, it's you chayav karet on this. If you did the same level of isur, but you did b'shogeg, it's only hatat, only korban.
צביעה חייבת לבוא בדרך צביעה, או צביעה יכולה לבוא בדרך כאילו שימוש על ידי דברקים מסוים, דבק או פלסטר?
איפה?
כמו עכשיו ילדים קטנים, יש את הפלסטר הזה שאתה צובע עליהם, זה צבעוני לילדים. לא מדבקה, זה כזה כמו צבע כזה. אם הוא נסרט, זה כמו נקרא ניאוספורם.
ניאוספורם זה...
לא מדבר אותי כזה.
כן.
כן, אז יש לו...
מה, זה צובע?
יש כאלה בצבעים, כן.
כן?
הוא ריח לילדים, כן.
I didn't know that.
מה, כמו יוד?
כמו סוג כמו
כמו יוד, הוא אומר יוד.
יוד של פעם,
יוד זה נקרא צובע.
סגל.
Okay. So on Yod, Rabbi Yosef says, apply, I say Yod in English.
iodine.
די.
Iodine. Yaakov.
Iodine.
Yaakov. The person wants to apply Yod, iodine on Shabbat. He's going to color. But the coloring that he's going to do, is he intending to make color?
No.
לא צריך את היוד, את
אתה
הצבע.
רוצה להגיד לא ניחלה.
לא מחלק.
לא
לא
ניחלה.
צריך את ה...
יפה מאוד. So now you tell me, on Shabbat, יצחק היינו פה, למדנו equation. Any איסור דרבנן. That you didn't intend for that, you intended for something else. But pasik reshet that is going to happen. And you don't need the end result. It's called, it's called pasik reshet איסור דרבנן, דלא ניחלה. And it equals מותר. Tizkor, this is three-component equation. When you're going to remember that, you're going to be very concentrated and guided in the halachot of Shabbat. So, pasik reshe in isur derabanan. What is pasik reshe? I intend for to get my child's skin without bacteria. I don't intend the yod, the iodine, to paint. I don't need the paint. Opposite, it bothers me. It's people are gonna ask, friends are gonna ask him, "Lama yesh lecha ze chum, ma ze ugly?" It doesn't look the best. So it's something that is not in your interest, and you're not intending for that. And coloring in the skin, it's asur medoraydam derabanan. Ma lamadnu? Derabanan. So yesh לך pasik yoshev derabanan that you don't care for equals shave mutar. רגע, חכה. We spoke about צובע. Clear? So as far as צובע, you have no problem. Now, what about רפואה? Rabbi Yaakov asked Rabbi, what about רפואה? You're healing on Shabbat.
מה עם בושה? בושה. זה ככה, יש לך פתאום עכשיו זה כתם, זה בושה, צער, זה
So therefore,
מותר.
מה מותר?
No, but אמרת, you're doing it for yourself. You don't say it.
זה כמו, אמרנו,
אתה גורם למשהו.
זה כמו חולה שם בסכנה.
So you should know, Rabbi Yosef writes that in חלק ג', this is חלק A already, in חלק ג', he writes הלכות of רפואה over there, and he says that nowadays, in the Gemara times, they didn't know that the body was connected. If a person, it's so important not to break Shabbat, that if chas v'shalom lo alenu, a person had to lose a limb, איבר, בגוף שלו, you have to give up on it. On that איבר.
Wow.
Even back in the day, if you ask Maran, come to Maran 500 years ago, he says, Maran, my child, my friend, whoever it is, got something into him, some metal, some wood, some whatever, something fell on him. And the doctor next door said, if you don't take him to the hospital now, he's going to cut a leg. He's going to cut his leg off. He's going to cut his hand off. He's going to do something to him. מה אתה אומר? Can I go? No. You ask Maran. Maran will tell you if it's סכנת איבר, no סכנת חיים. סכנת איבר, you cannot break Shabbat. מה? After Shabbat is going, you have to cut it. אין מה לעשות. You believe that?
No.
That's how important it is not to break Shabbat. Now, unfortunately, some people don't know. They go barbershop Shabbat, they go driving cars, selling things. Some kids even don't forget about making money. It's just Behalelei Shabbat on the phone doing this. If they would understand how terrible it is what they're doing to their neshama, the halakha says if you had to cut a limb from your body, you have to give up on it. Rabbi Yosef says nowadays we don't do that. Nowadays the technology and the refuah, Rofim אומרים, that all the body is connected. Means that if a person has some problem in his leg, it could affect his heart. If it got into the blood,
You can give up on it.
it can go into his heart. So therefore, zihum. You can sometimes get zihum from in your finger. It can damage your brain. My finger the brain. Nowadays, it's all connected. So therefore, whenever you put the iodine on the child, it's to sterilize that place, not chas v'shalom, to have any infection over there, not to go into the blood and not go into any problem. So therefore, there's no problem over there because it's safek pikuach nefesh. Especially, Rabbi Yosef writes, if it came from a metal. Metal, back in the Gemara days, was a very dangerous thing. If a person got it from a metal, it's called mamash pikuach nefesh, the Gemara spoke.
Tetanus.
They take shots back then.
Tetanus.
Yeah. So Rabbi Yosef says, since the Gemara said metal is a problem, especially if it's metal, we still keep the same laws for that. And therefore, if a person get harmed from a metal, it's called safek pikuach nefesh. He has to go to the hospital. But this are a different topic. It's not now. Oh, בוא נתנאל ג'ון.
אמרת you said that whoever is shogeg, everybody today know that we need to keep Shabbat. The question, like this person you mentioned, he didn't know that it's so severe that it's chatat or it's concerned shogeg or it's
No, shogeg means he didn't know that it's not allowed. Not how strict it is.
so he's
If you know you're not allowed to smoke
It's
cigarette
mezid.
on Shabbat, but he didn't know that it's karet, he didn't know you can die before
still
60.
mezid.
It's still mezid. If you tell him you're not allowed to smoke cigarette, he smokes it.
It's not going to happen because today everybody know you need to
He
keep
doesn't have
Shabbat.
punishment.
Today is no.
But not everybody knows the laws of lash. The Shabbat we learned 23 halachot of lash, Igor. On Shabbat we learned 23 halachot, and everybody that said in the class, I give test to every one of them. Kulam evinim, shal oto. Kulam avu. Everybody passed. Baruch Hashem. But it was complicated. I was shocked. Be'emet, I was impressed that the guys understood it and Mamash were holding. So many pilpulim was in these laws, and they were all learned. Kama anashim at these laws of lash, of kneading, adding mayonnaise to tuna, and it's tiras. If you mix it like this, tchina you want to make on Shabbat. All these laws we learned. A lot of laws we learned on Shabbat about the laws of lash.
Everybody chefs know.
So how many people that keep Shabbat know these laws?
Not too many.
Many, not too many. So עכשיו, let's say a person did it on Shabbat.
You can tell.
He did it במזיג או בשוגג? בשוגג.
Who the shogeg?
נתנאל, your seat is here. He did it בשוגג.
אז רצוי שנדע כאילו את המלאכות האלה או
אה.
שנשאיר את זה
ודאי, you know, it's a good question, it's like asking, and Chafetz Chaim answered your question. Chafetz Chaim said, two people came after 120, לעולם הבא. He done. One didn't keep the laws because he didn't know. Second one didn't keep the laws when he knew. Says Chafetz Chaim, who do you think is going to get on his head more? The one that learned and he didn't do, or the one that didn't learn and he didn't do?
No one didn't learn.
So Chafetz Chaim says, all the world, kol ha'olam yagid lecha, that the world didn't know. He didn't know. What do you want him to do?
Oh.
Says Chafetz Chaim, and I will tell you,
and
and I will tell you that the truth is the opposite. This is why. It says in Torah, we have two mitzvot. ללמוד וללמד, לשמור ולעשות. One mitzvah is to learn. Second mitzvah is to fulfill. If you learned and you didn't fulfill, at least one out of the two you got. So that's how important it is for a person to learn and not say, Rabbi, don't tell me, don't open the book, don't show me. If I would not show you, you would get strike for 2. At least now you only can get strike for 1. At least the learning part you covered. Not only that, when a person learns, it's going to bother his matzpun. He's going to one day, he's going to say, yeah, I'm wrong. I have to change. If a person doesn't learn, he would never improve himself. That's why it's not good to say to a person, don't tell me, I'll tell him. No, afuch. Tell him, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll grow to this. And this, Yaakov, I always say also to people that are in the beginning level, don't hide the truth from others.
Right.
Say the truth is like this. I understand you're beginning, it's hard for you. Take your time. You're going to grow there. But don't tell him that whatever is not allowed, say that it's allowed. Don't worry, it's allowed. No, I'll take it allowed because he's never going to know the truth. That's why I tell him, listen, by our Torah, this is not allowed. But with time, you're going to grow there. If you're going to hide the truth, you're never going to grow. Okay? Back to us. So, Mavashev come. Mavashev John. וכך כתב, ושות אדמת קודש, המעברת חזרה אלינו. So therefore, just concluding your question, Yitzchak, putting iodine on Shabbat, on the child's hand, or whoever's hand, mutar, now problem because of healing, because it could be safek pikuach nefesh, especially if it's metal, or, tzovea problem also doesn't apply, because I don't intend for the tzeva. I don't intend for this color, I intend to sanitize the child's hand, not to get any infection. So it's pasik reshe, Pasik Yeshe b'derabanan, I don't care for that. Pasik Yeshe b'derabanan, you don't care for. Muta, that's the equation. Said it, remember? The bottom line, it is allowed. זה הרפואה. Yeah, that's the רפואה. שחק סמני is a problem of רפואה. And over here there is no problem of רפואה. Because it's ספק פיקוח נפש. Person can get infection for a cut, especially from metal.
Every cut you can say pikuach nefesh.
Yeah, that's what the Avadi writes. He says nowadays it could be safek pikuach nefesh because if it's bleeding, it can go into your blood. The dentist will tell you, Amchel Yoneh, anything your blood is exposed to,
Could be infection.
that's it. It could be infecting your whole body. Okay, back to us. אסף ריד. וכן פסק הרמב"ם. אתה רוצה לקרוא? לא, you read.
אחרי פסק הרמב"ם, הכותב על בשרו חייב, מפני שהוא אור. אף על פי שחיימות בשרו מעבר את הכתב לאחר זמן, הרי זה דומה לכתב שנמחק.
What if a person כתב בשבת and then he erased it? כתב ומחק. אבל what do you say? Did he violate the Torah or no? He wrote on Shabbat and then he said, what did I do? Shabbat. He erased it.
כמו שהדליק את האור וכיבד האור.
Yeah. Says the Rambam, חייב. He still violated the Torah לא.
דאבל.
כן? וכך כתב.
מה זה?
וכך כתב פשוט אדמת קודש, שהמעבר יצחק על פניה.
אדמת קודש.
וצבע המתקיים, וכיוון שמלאכתו מתקיימת בשבת, אסור. אם כן, שהפירוש לומר שבאבקת פרודה שאין הדבר המתקיים, מותר. So says Ravadia, the whole question about צובע, if it's מתקיים or not, is about the צבע that it is long lasting. But the tseva, the powder that we're talking about, the women's makeup, Shabbat makeup, it's something that doesn't last at all. So because it doesn't last at all, no problem. Women are allowed to put makeup of Shabbat.
You mean the powder?
That powder, yeah. It's a special powder they sell that it's not oil based or that paste based.
Right.
It's mama's regular powder.
רק בגלל שזה לא מורח.
לא נדבק.
לא נשאר.
It doesn't have to have שבת kosher on it.
It doesn't need kashrut.
כשרות.
It's not food, but the idea behind it is it should be powder. That's the idea behind it.
When you don't have kashrut, you have to make sure because you don't know how to make it.
With the ingredients.
הנה אנחנו בענף אלון.
כן?
נמציא להם הכל, סטיקים, שוויקים.
אמת. תעשה, למה לא? בעזרת תעשה. בהשגחת הרב קורל.
נראה את הרב משה, ייתן לי חתימה, נעשה את זה.
אז הרב, איך הרב עובדיה מתרץ את
The Rambam, so he says the whole question of Rambam is about צבע הצובע על גבי אור האדם. That הצובע על גבי אור האדם it should be אסור.
הוא אומר שחייב.
נכון? But he says, this league does not apply to our question at all.
בסדר,
Why?
אבל
Because we are talking about something that does not מתקיים at all.
כן, אבל אנחנו הורדנו את הרב עובדיה ירד, איסור דאורייתא ירד לרבנן, ומרבנן לא עשה את זה בכלל, אפשר להעתיק כי לא עושים גזירה לגזירה.
Good.
אבל פה שאומר חייב,
So this Rabbi doesn't deal with.
זה אומר חייב, אז זה כבר אין לרבנן את
אמת.
אז כן צריך לעשות גזירה.
צודק. But says Rav Ovadia, that question that we have from the Rambam, you're right, it's a good question, but it does not bother our psak. It would be a question about if a person takes צבע בשבת, and he puts it on his skin, זה חייב או פטור? מאן דאמר אחד אמר פטור. So the Rambam אומר, הכותב על בשרו חייב. So you have a question on the צובע, whoever said that צובע פטור, you have a question against him from הכותב בשבת חייב, on the basar. So this you have a question against one that, but the third level, it says Rav Ovadia, this don't touch, because this is not even something that is זה לא נחשב צובע. צובע is something that goes and sticks for long time on the wall. It's דאורייתא. For short time on the skin, it could be the Rabbanan, could be דאורייתא. But our question is אפילו לא צובע. It's not going under the category of צובע. Why? Because it does not last at all. הבנתם?
זה לא כמו הרמב"ם, זה לא כותב.
הרמב"ם הכותב, we have a question. למה הכותב חייב? It should be the Rabbanan. You're right, it's a good question. But Rav Ovadia Yosef says our topic is not צובע at all. למה? Because it does not last at all.
But it's on skin.
Because it's on skin. Very good, continue. ואם כן, שפיר יש לומר שבאבקת פרוטה שאינו דבר המתקיים, מותר. שוב ראיתי בבירור מהרש"ג שכתב שאיסור העברת רק אינו אלא מדרבנן, לפי שאין צביעה באדם, שהרי אינו מתקיים. אוקיי? Next, תברא. תקרא. Really, you can skip this Yerushalmi. This Yerushalmi is going to be pilpulim upon bilbulim. So we can go to the next point.
That, י'.
ההלכה הבאה בעמוד י', כן.
י'.
This Yerushalmi is פלפולים, סתם לבלבל אותנו.
אסור לאישה לצבוע שפתיה
That's the bottom line I
באודם
want you to
בשבת.
remember.
Yeah.
Davido, bottom line, women allowed to put makeup on Shabbat, that it is not paste or oil based, it's powder based. That's the idea, that's the bottom line. And the idea behind it, למה? עידן, למה מותר? Because
לא נקרא.
it's not דבר המתקיים. Very good. And what about the iodine on the cut?
לא התכוון, פסיק ראשי.
פסיק דרשת דרבנן, לא ניחלה, לא אכפת לי מהדבר הזה. מותר. Very good. Next, אבי, הבנת? Very good.
אסור לאישה לצבוע שפתיה
We
באודם
on page י'
בשבת.
עכשיו,
אפשר לעשות איילה שוב בשבת באישה?
לא, iodine. יוד. אוקיי? ד' בכבוד. אסור.
אסור לצבוע בשם.
באודם בשבת.
מה זה שם?
בשמן זה? מה עשינו? שמות פה?
קונסילר.
שחור בעיניים.
שחור.
לא, שחור. רוב הפעמים זה פה זה פודרה, הרבה פעמים זה חומר כזה.
שחור. also now allowed to?
Yeah, coloring. Yeah.
Coloring.
Yeah, so-
Black.
ומריחה, יש שם-
Unless somebody told me there is something like that for Shabbat, makeup for Shabbat. אני לא יודע if it's... ראית כזה? אמרו לי יש כזה.
מה?
השחור לעיניים יש אחד מיוחד לשבת.
Black.
זה עשוי מאיזה חומר,
Say in English, צ'סי, שכולם יבינו.
זה for the eyelashes for the ladies, there's some one that made for special Shabbat. It's not like the
What
rest
makes
of them, that is not.
It doesn't stick.
It's not a stick, and it just making the eyelashes looking thicker. That's it.
Maybe powder based?
It's probably powder based, yeah, that's the idea. It has to be powder based. Okay? ד' בכבוד אסור.
אסור לאישה לצבוע שפתיה באודם בשבת, אבל מותר לה לאכול תותים או לפת אדום בשאר הפירות הצהובים.
אף על פי,
אף על פי שעל ידי כך נצבעים שפתיה באדום.
הואיל.
הואיל ואינה מתכוונת לצביעה רק לאכילה מותר.
So women not allowed to put
ליפסטיק.
lipstick בשבת.
which lipstick?
Any color.
ראיתי עכשיו באינטרנט.
Even
רבנן.
shiny.
אבל זה רבנן.
Yeah, אסור מדרבנן, לא מה אתה אומר. יעקב.
יעקב.
Lipstick for women allowed or אסור?
ליפסטיק?
Lipstick. Red lipstick or any other lipstick?
Any lipstick,
Even
even shiny lipstick.
How about the ones that...
יכול לקחת את ה... כאילו את ה...
How do you call it?
Chopstick, chopstick,
Chopstick.
chopstick. Dab it, dab it,
אני לא אוכל.
dab it. הוא שור?
הרב, he asked if you take the
ויבש
fruit,
הוא ציווה.
I know.
יש לו בועד.
if you take the vegetable, the fruit, and you intentionally put, you're allowed to? No.
What are you doing?
Intentionally, you take it and not to eat and...
זה ככה, בשפתיים.
אתה עושה לזה, ועם הדובדבן, צובע פה.
מה זה דובדבן?
Cherry.
זה אדום, היום צובעים. עושים צובות, זה אדום.
קח סלק, תעשה,
Just like you said about the lips, putting it on the cheeks.
טבעוני, הקטע הטבעוני, אוכלים תותים מאדום, עושים צ'רי פה לזה, מורחים. זה טבעי עכשיו, צבעי טבעי, כן?
אבל הוא
עכשיו
רוצה
זה
לעשות
חזק
בשפתיים שמן. הוא רוצה את זה דרך לחם.
לא, אבל לא דרך, היא לא אוכלת.
לא, זה בכוונה עם הדובדבן, צובע.
No, because she's exactly because she's in.
אולי להיות מפוחים.
Rabbi Moshe, you have a question? We have a rule. You have a question, one person answers. Because when somebody questions and 2 or 3 people answer, nobody got anything done. Gemara says when a person goes up, Shulchan Aruch also passing like that. Person goes up Sefer Torah. The Baal Kohen reads, "Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor." The Ole has to read with him. Can he read with him loud, or he has to read with him
Quiet.
whispering it?
Whisper.
Moving your lips.
Says the Shulchan Aruch, you must read it but whisper it. למה? תראה, קלה לא משתעה. Two voices of people, you didn't understand, you didn't get anything. The person himself has to hear himself. The Chatila has to hear himself. Whoever, the Ole, the Chatila has to hear himself. But don't make others hear him. Why? Because then it's going to overcome the voice of the Baal Kohen. So we learn from there, Rabotai, Tre Kale, Lo Mishta'eh. Whenever there's 2 voices at the same time, nobody heard anything. That's what one person asks, one person answers. You said it? Okay, so your question was, Rabbi, you right now learning about 2 things. Yeah? Strawberries. Strawberries, they are red. Can I take strawberry and purposely color my skin with this? Says Rabbi, you're not allowed to. Why? Because you intending to color. When do we say you are allowed to eat it? Because remember the equation? My equation. Psik reshet derabanan. Soon we're going to speak about nicha leonat. That's the reason it's allowed.
Yeah.
What is pasik reshet? That you didn't have kavanah for whatever came out. I had kavanah to eat. לא היה לי kavanah לצבוע. It's going to be tzovea. It's going to color. What can I do? דרך אכילה, what can I do? But when you take it and you purposely go, and you're coloring, זה בכוונה, זה לא פסיק רשת. It's המעשה בידיים, it's actively. Since actively, not allowed. But whenever you're eating, you're not actively painting your lips. It happened to be, therefore it's no problem.
אבל גם לא כשאמרת שזה לא נשאר בלעור.
כן, but לא מהתורה, מדרבנן. זה ההבדל. Because שלא נשאר קצת זמן, it's only assumed דרבנן. If it's going to be לא נשאר at all, like powder, מותר 100%. אבל זה קצת נשאר. אוקיי, תקרא. מי קורא? אסף תקרא.
אף על פי...
טוב, אתה רוצה לקרוא? תקרא קצת. טוב, bravo.
אף על פי שאין הצבע נדבק בעור ועל...
באודם. איפה אתה קורא? ד'.
קראנו את זה.
בד' אתה שמה.
סליחה. איסור צביעת שפתיה באודם. מפורש בירושלמי. המאדים אודם בשבת חייב.
כיוצא בזה, איתה בירושלמי.
איתה בירושלמי. הפוקסת.
חייבת.
משום צובעת. למה הרמב"ם כתב שאסור לאישה להעביר סרק על פניה
מפני שהיא כצובעת. That's the key word. Like. In Hebrew, ke is as צובעת. If it would be צובעת, it would be דאורייתא. David, when something gets asur from the Oraita, asur. It's like smoking on Shabbat. But if something gets asur ketzovat, it's only as you color. That's only the Rabbanan. Yaakov, when something is only the Rabbanan, the laws are more lenient. For example, one of the differences, should you tell your wife not to put the lipstick if she's not going to listen? Should you go kala bakala or no? Head to head or no? Don't have to. Why? Because it's ke'etzovad. זה לא צובד ממש.
Have anything that it's from the Rabbanan and the wife insists or not insist not to do, so let go?
עדיף שיהיו שוגגים.
No, but
אל
you told
יהיו
her already and
מזידים.
she keep doing what?
No, that's something if she knows it's mezidin already.
No, but the Rabbanan.
She's doing mezid.
But it's less than...
So now you have to have a rabbi. עד שיבוא הכתוב השלישי,
להכריע
נכריע
ביניהם.
ביניהם. Don't go to her with her head to head. Always those questions, let's go to the rabbi.
It's not the season now. It's
not the season.
outside now.
אבל
not
עד
the
כמה אתה
time.
יכול להשאיר אדם כשוגג, שלא יהיה מזין? עד כמה? בפעם הראשונה אתה יכול להבין שלא יהיה כי הוא שם, אבל לפני שהוא שם בפעם הקודמת, לא להגיד לו.
Depends if he's going to listen or no. עכשיו, I told you last time, drinking before קידוש, זה אסור או לא? אסור. עכשיו, הרי you see a person made cafe already, sits, enjoys, he is talking in the tefillah, speaking in Shema Israel, he doesn't care, he didn't come to shul for shul, he came to shul for a club, socialize. עכשיו, אתה תגיד לו, אסור לפני קידוש, משגע אותי, אתה what are you bothering me, leave me alone already. You're going to make him drink the coffee, עובר על ההלכה במזיד. So that's you have to be chacham. If I will tell him, it's this person. Last time Moshe, עכשיו, אמרנו לך דודי, ציינו לך דודי, בואי קלה שבת מלכתה. I see him go, I say, he sits next to me, he's lucky. I watch him. I tell him, he said, Rabbi, that's the reason I'm so happy you're here with me. אתה רואה? Is the person that's telling you, I'm happy you're telling me that I'm wrong here, I'm wrong there, I want to correct myself. I don't want to make mistakes and come up there and see surprise. So I told him, after you tell me this, okay, I will see something, I'll tell you. אמרתי לו, after you said, בואי קלה שבת מלכתה, you intended, Rizal says, to accept נפש יתרה of בחינת לילה. There is נפש ונשמה יתרה of לילה, נפש ונשמה יתרה of יום. It says, when do you receive נפש יתרה of לילה? בואי קלה שבת מלכתה. So since you intended to mosif at that time on yourself the kedusha of Shabbat, you accepted the Shabbat. You accept Shabbat, you have to wait right now for Kiddush. You cannot drink not your coffee, even if you started before. Because you put on yourself nefesh yetera of bechinat laila on yourself, Shabbat is in for you. That's why you cannot drink anymore after that. But the issue of drinking is asum atoam de Rabbanan. From the Rabbanan. So if I saw Moshe, I know Moshe is going to listen. I tell you. But if I see somebody else, I'm not sure if he's going to listen. יש לי ספק גדול. Yeah, so I didn't say anything. עדיף שיהיה שוגג ולא יהיה מזיד.
כן, הטיעון הזה רבי, saying הלכות, in front of בית כנסת, בעלי תשובה. You know that everybody is going to listen.
Oh, good question. And the answer for that is, when you go on at the public, אתה חייב להגיד מה שיהיה. דאורייתא דרבנן doesn't matter. As is, you have to tell them.
But also when you go to a person specifically.
To a person specifically.
No, he's not gonna.
There's rules. This is not our topic. This is סימן תר"ח. תזכור את הסימן תרח. שם זה הלכות של, it's הלכות ערב כיפור. באמת. תרח.
Earlier you said that it's better to know the halakha and not do it, but now you're saying the other way. You're saying that it's worse to do it.
No. There are people that tell you, don't tell me, because if I'll know, then I'll have to do.
Okay. But then
So-
they can still not do it, and they know.
No, let's say if you'll tell him, he'll do it. He tells you, if I'll know, I'll do it. But I rather don't know. But if after you told him, he will do it.
I'm happy to buy him.
Because he's going to have a guilty conscience doing the wrong thing.
Eventually, but right away, he's not going to do it.
נכון? No, maybe even right away he's going to do it. There's always time for progress. You cannot, you press the button right away, a person is going to change. It takes time. So you have to tell him, he's going to do it. Slowly but slowly he's going to get there. But certain people they are not in that level. They're not interested at all. They came to the shul as a coffee club. Socialized. So this type of guys, keep them on a low profile. You're going to tell he's not going to listen. Especially he's enjoying his coffee right now. He's not going to listen to you. You see a guy driving on Shabbat. You're going to tell him, don't drive on Shabbat. No. But he's going to drop the car right down. He's going to drive. Tell him, Shabbat Shalom, we miss you in the shul, come over, Mincha is at this time. Play on his guilty conscience, and he's going to come.
מה זה הוכיח תוכיח את עמיתך?
טוב, boys, טוב, you want to go there? I don't mind. בוא נביא סימן תפרש ח', בית יוסף, ראשונים אחרונים. It's no problem. I'm open to that, but our topic is חזון עובדיה, חלק A. Let's stick to us. Okay? If so, back to us. If so, מה תדרה עובדיה יוסף says? מפני שהיא כצובעת. So not only powder on the face. It's כצובעת, even color on the lips is also כצובעת. It's not 100% from the Torah. It's as צובעת, therefore it's only מדרבנן.
I understand that if the red lips, and you're enhancing with the red lipstick is allowed.
No, it's not allowed. No, we're gonna see it. It's a question that we're gonna talk about it. If to strengthen the color, it's also tzovea.
Gloss.
Strengthen a color. Gloss is also a question. We'll see. Continue. וסביר עלילה הרמב"ם תקרא שאף שרבי אליעזר סובר שהיא צובעת ממש בחייו. מקום לקום רבנן פליגי עלה והלכה כרבנן. דעה מי דרבנן. So it says חכמים argue with רבי אליעזר in the Gemara. That he said צובעת ממש. It says no רבנן פליגי. Interesting. Let's see where. פליגי חולקים. המילה פליג. פלג, כן. קונטיניו ורבנו חננאל כתב, איקרא מאן דאמר שהלכה כרבי אליעזר דעה מדאורייתא, ויש מי שחולק ואומר שהלכה כחכמים וסביר לו שהיו משום שבות. מאן דאמר הלכה כרבי אליעזר עדיף תפה לאיסור דאורייתא ולחומרה דינן. עיין בבית יוסף מה שכתב על זה ודוק. מכל מקום אנו אין לנו אלא הלכה אלא כדברי הרמב"ם, וגם הצובעת שפתיה באודם אינו אלא מדרבנן. So not only color on the skin Moshe is מדרבנן, even צובעת שפתיה, lipstick on the lips, it's also מדרבנן. וכן פסק לאסור הצביעה באודם שפתיים. אוקיי? נקסט. מכל מקום, תקרא. מותר לאישה
לאכול בשבת פירות הצהובים, מפני שאינה מתכוונת אלא לאכילה. והואיל התביעה נעשית כלאחר יד ובדרך אכילה, אבל פסיק רשע
בתרי דרבנן. Here is our answer.
להאזני לכולה.
למה? רב שלה.
כן?
Why are you not considering the lipstick on the part that, okay, the coloring is the Rabbanan,
כן.
but the
ממריח אתה רוצה.
transaction is ממריח.
ממריח.
Why are you not considering that as a...
Oh, it's a good point. It's a good point. שאלה טובה באמת, בוא נראה.
There's no intention.
Huh?
There's no intention to do it when you eat. That's the difference, no?
No, he's asking not about the eating. You're asking about eating. He's asking about the lipstick when you smear it.
like this, no?
It's two different things.
Yeah.
לא.
One איסור בשבת is coloring.
זה קשה כמו
Another צובע. Another איסור בשבת ממריח. ממריח זה אסור מהתורה.
כמו שעבר.
שאלה טובה באמת, למה באמת לא? It's a good question. Yes, צריך לחשוב על זה.
זה כמו שעבר.
בואו נראה. Let's see if Rabbi is going to deal with this. נמשיך. So now, I'll tell you a rule. יצחק תזכור, זה rule מאוד חשוב. פסיק רשע בדרבנן, that I like the end result. מותר או אסור? I like, not לא ניחלה. ניחלה. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. I right now took hotel. הלכתי להוטל. דוגמה, אני לא הלכתי. דוגמה.
5 star.
כן. As you open the door, AC blowing on you. כיף. Outside 100 degrees, the AC is the best thing right now to happen to your day. Shabbat. You're opening the door, AC blowing on you. מותר לך להיכנס לחדר הזה? Can you go in? As you go in, the AC goes on you.
מה ההבדל בין זה לבין האור? כשאתה נכנס לחדר, זה אותו דבר.
Now, I'll tell you something. AC זה אסור מהתורה או מדרבנן? If I will turn AC בידיים ככה, הנה עכשיו הלכתי ל-AC בשבת, הדלקתי אותו. איזה איסור עברתי? דאורייתא או דרבנן? דרבנן. Remember, any electricity that does not turn on heat in your favor, זה all מדרבנן. LED, AC, fan, all the motors, all these things, הכל מדרבנן. למה? זה לא מתחמם? In my favor. זה תזכרו את זה. Now, when I open the door of the hotel and the AC blowing on me, זה פסיק, I don't intend for the AC, I intend to open the door. אבל זה פסיק רשע שידלק ה-AC, נכון? It's for sure to happen. So it's פסיק רשע בדרבנן, but the third component, ניחלה או לא ניחלה?
הלכת
ניחלה, I'm comfortable with this. פסיק ישי דרבנן ניחלה, אסור. Says Rav Ovadia, but. Says Rav Ovadia, what if it's pasik reshe in tre derabanan? It's not pasik reshe b'derabanan echad. It's pasik reshe in two derabanan. Says this even if you will enjoy the end result, mutar. Example. חכה בוא במקרה
Give an
שלנו.
example, give us an example.
Our case. Says Rav Ovadia, our case. A person is taking the tutim הזה, כן? It's strawberry.
Strawberries.
After he checked from bags, strawberry is bags. After he checked from bags, הכל בסדר. He is taking Yaakov. He is taking the strawberry, putting on his face. Intentionally. Takes the strawberry, puts on his face. איזה איסור אבל?
ומריח אמרת, לא צובע.
לא, צובע.
צובע דרבנן,
או.
אבל נסכים.
מי זה לא יוצא צבע?
חכה. What if I take this tutim, I go on the wall?
אוכלים?
What issue did I do? The Rabbanan.
מה עושה דרבנן?
So if I take the strawberry on the wall is the Rabbanan. And if I take real paint from the wall and I put a real paint that I do on the wall, I do in my skin. איזה איסור זה? The Rabbanan. So what if I take the strawberry on my skin? That's called the Rabbanan. So now, when the woman eats it, she is intending to color or she is intending to eat? To eat. Pasik reshe, it's going to color. It's going to make your lips red. Pasik reshe, over here, in how many derabanans? In two derabanans. Because it's a strawberry, it's a perot. צובע במשקין, בפירות, זה דרבנן. And it's also on top of skin. It's not on top of a wall, it's on top of skin. Skin is again דרבנן. Two דרבנans. So פסיק רשע, רגע, בתרי דרבנן, even if I like the end result, it makes my lips red and beautiful, מותר. Understood? That's important to remember. This concept repeats itself in many other halachot also. פסיק רשע בתרי דרבנן, and פסיק רשע בתרי דרבנן. אפילו ניחלה, the end result is comfortable for you, it's 100%. ברוך ה'